This is said to be the aftermath of the first airstrikes on Aleppo since the ceasefire in Syria began 7 days ago. The city is said to have been hit 4 times. Activists say Russia is responsible. All sides in the conflict are blaming each other for numerous violations of the ceasefire, which Russia and the US negotiated. There's been a breakdown in trust since a US coalition airstrike near Deir ez-Zor on Saturday. Syrian state TV says these are soldiers who survived the attack. The US says it was a mistake. It was meant to be targeting ISIL fighters.
This hostile act from the US is a very serious attack against Syria and its army, and it's crystal clear evidence of the support by the United States and their allies of ISIL and other terrorist armed groups. The United States cannot attack a sovereign state, member of the United Nations and the non-aligned movement, and then pretend that what happened was only a technical mistake. This is unacceptable.
Elsewhere, Syrian activists say at least 10 civilians were killed when helicopters dropped what they described as barrel bombs in a town in the Daraa countryside on Sunday. And there have been air attacks on Homs near the Lebanese border to the west. The UK-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights says the Assad government is responsible. Despite the confusion, it seems unlikely the US and Russia will declare the ceasefire over.
The United States does not want to get dragged more into the Syrian civil war. Secretary Clinton last week in the debate said she would never send, ground troops. They're also concerned about the bad press we're getting because of the humanitarian catastrophe. The Russians don't want to stay there forever. They're spending money that they don't have.
And that humanitarian crisis is growing. Trucks packed with food for 35,000 people trapped in besieged cities are still stuck at the Turkish border. They're waiting to be allowed to cross into Syria. But as the number of alleged violations of the ceasefire grows, that permission for the convoys could be delayed even more. Rob Matheson, Al Jazeera.